Wonder Woman 3 has always looked like a distant dream, but it looks more and more like it's almost here. Here is everything we currently know about the film, including potential cast members, release dates, updates, and more. Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot, was first presented to the public in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice back in 2016. Gadot had her own standalone film just a year later, and it took in over $822 million at the box office. Wonder Woman 1984, the film's sequel, was released in 2020 to mixed reviews from critics. Due to international distribution constraints, it was not given a typical theatrical run. The third movie in the saga was planned, but due to James Gunn and Peter Safran taking over DCU, things were a little unclear. But now it appears like Wonder Woman 3 will be released as soon as possible. Wonder Woman has no set release date as of August 2023. But before the SAG-AFTRA strike, Gadot hinted at hearing from Gunn and Safran when she said, "I love playing Wonder Woman," in an interview with comicbook.com. "It holds a very special place in my heart. I've heard from Peter and James that we're going to work on Wonder Woman 3 together." The director of Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins, stated in 2019 that the third film's narrative had already been planned and would take place in the present era. Therefore, acquiring a Wonder Woman 3 has not been a simple task. Jenkins noted in December of that year that the gap between the second and third Wonder Woman films would be somewhat greater than that between the first and its follow-up. In April of 2020, she revealed her plans for a story arc that would span 4 Wonder Woman films. The third film was given the go-ahead in December 2020, but it was declared barely 2 years later that it would not proceed because it did not fit in with the goals for the DCEU that newly recruited DC studio executive James Gunn and Peter Safran had for their property. It remains to be seen, though, if Gadot were teamed up with Jenkins once more to realize their vision for the Wonder Woman film series, given that she has discussed the role with both Safran and Gunn. "You're in the best hands," James Gunn and Peter Safran informed me during a meeting that I was invited to. "Together we will create Wonder Woman 3. You have nothing to worry about since we adore you as Wonder Woman." Time will tell, Gadot recently told Flaunt, which raised the possibility of a third installment. Though the official cast list for Wonder Woman 3 is unknown, it's reasonable to assume that most of the main characters from the first movie will be back in the sequel. Take a look at the following list. Wonder Woman, Diana Prince, played by Gal Gadot. Steve Trevor, played by Chris Pine. Robert Wright as the role of Antiope. Hippolyta, played by Connie Nielsen. Diana faced a battle against one of her comic book enemies, Barbara Minerva, Cheetah, Kristen Wiig, in Wonder Woman 1984. The third Wonder Woman movie, Gunn and Safran might highlight one more of the antagonists from the series, such as Giganta, the gorilla-turned-woman by Professor Zool, or Dr. Poison, the head of a Nazi spy network whose main plan was to ruin the army's water supply by tainting it with a drug called Reverso, which made people act against their better judgment. Despite what Gal Gadot had been saying, it looks as though Wonder Woman 3 has been scrapped as of September 2023. Early in January 2023, Gunn refuted allegations that the third installment was not included in the plans for the new DC Universe, which had surfaced in December 2022. That being said, Wonder Woman 3 was not the original DC slate announcement made in late January 2023. Up until August 2023, when Gadot disclosed that she was working with Gunn and Safran to produce a third film, that was the last word we heard. However, not long after, rumors circulated once more suggesting that DC had no immediate intentions to produce a third Wonder Woman film. Patty Jenkins brought the Wonder Woman characters more in line with modern times in Wonder Woman 1984, but it's primarily unclear when the next film will take place, especially if there will be a gentle relaunch of the DC Universe. Before Wonder Woman 1984 came out, Jenkins, who may not even return to the helm of the third film if it moves forward, did have a script in mind for the direction the series could take, but that may have altered since then. In an interview with Cinema Blend, Jenkins stated, "I actually came up with a story, and for Wonder Woman 3, Geoff Johns, the screenwriter from Wonder Woman 1984, and I beat out an entire story that we were super fired about. However, I've never felt this way as strongly as I do right now. I have to wait and see where we are in the world in terms of the movie's production, because I don't believe what I'm doing next. I still think the story we came up with is fantastic. Parts of it would undoubtedly cross over to it. I'm however attempting to say, don't decide. Avoid getting attached to anything. check out what would Wonder Woman do now. What action do you want Wonder Woman to take in this world? Though Wonder Woman 1984 featured a post-credits scene featuring the return of the original Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, it did not reveal anything about the third Wonder Woman film. She may be in the third film, but she was portraying Asteria, not Diana Prince. When word leaked out that the DCEU sequel Wonder Woman 3 would not be happening, those who had been looking forward to it were devastated. The third film in the DCEU chronology, which was supposed to have filmmakers Patty Jenkins and actress Gal Gadot, was shelved when the DCU reorganized under new co-CEOs James Gunn and Peter Safran. As a result, fans hoping for information on the Wonder Woman 3 trailer or release date will be quite disappointed because there won't be any updates in this specific Wonder Woman project. The DCU's early struggles were greatly helped by Wonder Woman in 2017. Therefore, the cancellation is all the more unexpected. Wonder Woman demonstrated there is hope for the DCU to thrive after the underwhelming reception to films like Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice and Suicide Squad. The film received critical praise and was a tremendous box office hit. Amidst the COVID-19 epidemic, Wonder Woman 1984, the sequel, became the first major film to debut exclusively on HBO Max. Sadly, there was far less enthusiasm for the reception. Though fans were still anticipating Wonder Woman 3 to wrap up the trilogy, worries over Wonder Woman's future in the DCU, a potential remake, and an HBO Max series with an Amazonian theme have supplanted their hopes. Regretfully, the project's cancellation was the most recent development. When filmmaker Patty Jenkins departed the project in December 2022 for creative disagreements, rumors began to emerge that the film was no longer in development at Warner Bros. Soon after, Jenkins corrected some of the inaccuracies with the issuance of her own statement. She was informed that there was nothing she could do to preserve Wonder Woman 3, though she acknowledged that the project was dead because the DCU was taking a different turn. Sadly for fans of Wonder Woman in the DCEU, it also seems Gal Gadot will not be playing the character again in the DC universe, even though there have been hints in the past that she may be the protagonist in the upcoming phase of the franchise. To set up a new actor for the hero, the new DCU will still feature an Amazonian project in the form of the upcoming HBO Max series Paradise Lost. The show will center on Paradise Island and the genesis of this civilization of female fighters long before Princess Diana was born. Despite the cancellations of Wonder Woman 3, fans may still anticipate seeing the heroine in the next DCU. After that, it was unclear whether Gal Gadot would make a full comeback or if the character would undergo a complete reboot. This was because although some well-known actors, like Henry Cavill, had already been confirmed to be returning to their roles in the DCU, others had been confirmed to be doing so with minor changes. However, a recent DCU story claims that none of the original Justice League members would reprise their positions on the team, suggesting that the Wonder Woman would be portrayed by a different actor. It's possible that Paradise Lost will serve as a prelude to the DCU's portrayal of the hero, which might lead to the introduction of a new Wonder Woman. It might have added confusion to the already complex cinematic universe if Wonder Woman hadn't been recast as well. With this logic apparently behind both Gadot and Jason Momoa's recasts, effectively ruling out Wonder Woman 3. New actors are playing Batman and Superman in DCU projects like The Brave and the Bold and Superman Legacy. Well, that's all guys, hope you've got ample information from the details of Wonder Woman 3. Do subscribe to our channel for more information.